Welcome everyone, and believe it or not, you actually are going to learn how to do tarot readings with invisible cards. It's not a joke. This isn't a joke. It looks like a joke, it feels like a joke, it seems very funny, but it is actually something that you can do. All right, so this is going to be fun. One of the things that I always wanted to do as a tarot reader is push myself to the edge. And Spirit was always doing that. It was always pushing me to the edge to where I'd be like, oh my God, I can't handle any more of this. But there's more that you can handle. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Christina. Hi, Angie. So this really is a skill. This really can be done. Yeah, it's fun to look at all the little pictures on the cards, but it's all funny until somebody calls you in a crisis mode and you don't have your cards with you, which is how this all started with me. So, I'm going to tell you the story behind how I read with invisible cards, if you want to hear it. Hi, Yuko. Hi, Shakira. Hi, Angie, Christina, Jennifer, Angela Mackenzie. So one of the things that prompted this for me was a true story. So my husband and I, we live on a small farm, and we needed some items that weren't at our local store. So we had to drive quite a ways to another city. Now, mind you, I had just traded in my car. So I had a brand new vehicle. So nothing was in it. Nothing was in the glove box. And nothing was in my purse. So I had no cards on me at all. I always carry a tarot deck in the glove box or that center console of my car. Always. I never leave home without one. But you know how you got to completely gut your car out when you're going to trade it in? I mean, I did. I mean, I took everything out. My favorite little good luck stones, papers of directions I had for people that weren't even alive anymore. I mean, it seems like when you put things in your glove box, they just go into the abyss and they stay there and rot until you have to trade your car in. And then you decide to go down and dig in that shit. So everything was out of my car. Hi, Ruth. Welcome. So we're at Home Depot and the phone rings, and it's a longtime client that rarely calls on the fly. She's always got pre-appointments. I very rarely get emergency crisis readings. And so she was frantic. She's like, Melanie, oh my God, I have to have a reading right now, like right now. And I'm like, what, right now? And I'm still on the freeway. We're not quite to Home Depot. I'm like, I'm driving. She goes, when are you going to be done driving? And I'm like, well, in about 7 minutes. She goes, I'm going to call you back in 7 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, because, I'm thinking maybe I'll schedule a reading, right? And so me to keep a tarot pack in my bag always. Yeah. Well, I didn't have one in my purse because, I had the title to the car. I had my purse already full of shit, and I didn't want to open it up and here's all this tarot and crystal skulls and all this other shit. So on this particular day, I had nothing with me. So we get to the parking lot at Home Depot. She calls me up. She's in the emergency room with her elderly mother, and the nurses have left, and she's like, I have to make a decision right now. I have to make a decision right now because either the mother has to go into some kind of assisted living care or go home with her. They won't let her go back into the home anymore. And I was like, shit. I said, can't this wait till I get done with Home Depot and get back home? She's like, how long is that going to be? I'm like, probably 2 hours. And she's like, no, this is now. I'm here now. This is a crisis. And I'm like, shit. And so then I sent my husband into Home Depot, and I just said, just give me a minute. And I closed my eyes and I said, I don't know what to do. What do I do with this woman? And a card flipped in my mind, in my imagination, and it was the Empress. And I was like, oh my God, it's the Empress card. And I'm like, that's the nurturing card. That's the mother card. And then the Eight of Swords flipped. And I was like, oh my God, that's the woman. And she's not looking. She doesn't want to deal with anything. And I said to her, is your mother going blind? She goes, yes, she's legally blind. How do you know that? I'm like, the cards say it. She's thinking I have cards, right? She's thinking I have cards with me. Didn't have any cards with me. And so then I get the 10 of Wands, and that flipped. So it was like telling a story, and it was doing it in the way that I normally read the cards. And I was like, yeah, this is a huge burden. I said, your mother cannot see well enough to care for herself in her home. And I don't see that there's going to be an option for someone to come into the home due to the small community that you live in. There's just not a lot of resources for home nurses and stuff to come in. And so then I continued pulling cards and I got the Three of Pentacles. I said, you know what? You're going to have 3 people come into the room and they're going to devise a plan. And they actually have, it feels like they have a location for her to go. It's in a little bit of another town. So it's not in your same town, a little bit of a drive, but it feels like she'll meet people there. It's a good care facility. And I said, you know, in the end, you have to make your own decision. But then I pulled the Sun card and I'm like, you know what? Something really good is going to happen out of this. I said, something really good. This is traumatic, but something really good is going to happen out of this. Well, come to find out, she moved her mother. It was to a small town, half-hour away. Oh my God, 5-star care. And these cards flipped in my head. So I was like, damn, how did that happen? And so I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to do invisible card readings. Yes, eventually you can read without the cards. Eventually, you can do it now. I can teach you how to do this now. So I need some questions. I need some questions. Can you guys imagine this? Just imagine, right? You're going to a psychic fair, right? And there's all these other people setting up their tables. Have anyone ever been to a psychic fair and everybody's setting up their tables and you're looking at your table and you're kind of eyeballing the table next to you that's got a better tablecloth and she's got a bigger crystal and she's dressed, you know, nice. Everybody's like scoping out everybody's table, and then you've got your table ready, right? You've got your table ready, and here's your table, right? I mean, you got your little candle, you got your emotional support buddy in case you have a crisis, and then you got your business card. You got your business card there, and your business card is Melanie's Tarot Page, Invisible Tarot Readings. Can you guys see that? Yeah, Invisible Tarot Readings. Yeah. And then the first person sits down and they're like, where's your fucking cards? And you got them in your bra, or what's going to happen here? And you're just like, woo, I do invisible readings with invisible cards. And they're like, I'm the fuck out of here until they hear you. So you can do this. This is real. This can be done in a crisis mode, or you can practice it all the time. Now, you do have to have a familiarity with some of the cards, all right? You don't have to know the whole deck. You don't have to play with a full deck to do this. I never do. I'm never playing with a full deck, but that's what makes you good, right? Let's say hello to some people. Crystal Lynn. It's borderline medium. No, this isn't medium. That's what I thought. I thought, oh, okay, I'm developing one of the clairs, which, you guys might, not that you even care about my life story, but I am not psychic. I was not born psychic. I was not from a psychic family. I had to learn the tarot cards when I was, 26, 27, when I had my first child and I had my first panic attack. That's when I learned tarot. And I had to go by the book. I had to read the book. I had to write on the cards. I had a very good teacher. I am not psychic. I am not a medium. Okay? So that's one of your first thoughts. Well, you're just developing clairvoyance. No, it's not that. So as tarot readers, that's good news. That's good news to you guys, because you don't have to be a medium or develop one of the clairs to do this. So I know exactly what you mean, Kat. I recently was thinking about this because I would randomly think of cards during situations. Yes, you're onto it. You are onto it. The emotional support buddy is such a mood. Yeah, that's my little green alien, and it just brings me a lot of peace. The little green alien, and I just feel really, it's my emotional support buddy. I think you guys should all have little plastic emotional support buddies. They sell like plastic everything. You can buy anything in a plastic figurine. Get yourself an emotional plastic support buddy. Honestly, it'll make you feel better, especially during difficult people, like in difficult readings. My little alien, stares at them like this. So guess what though? Little alien has 5-foot alien that blows up. 5-foot alien, and it stands on its own. I had that during one of my shows. Intuition, no, this doesn't take intuition. I do not have natural intuition. So this is going to be the best news that you guys have ever heard. It's better than sliced bread in a bag. Seriously, you don't even have to do anything. So I'm going to teach you how to do this in here, but I need some questions. Hi, Melissa. So who's got some questions out there? And I'm going to teach you guys step by step how to read with invisible cards. Like here you go. Normally I've got my table full of cards, right, you guys? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Can you see my invisible cards here? No. No, there's no cards here. Now, this is something that you could do all the time, but it's kind of fun to buy cards, you know. It's kind of, in fact, if you hang out on this wall too much, you will find yourself buying cards. Where is my life headed? Melanie Webb. All right, so this is our first question from Melanie Webb. I love your name. I love your name. There's 2 Mels on here. Michelle Lewis has a question. Good for you guys. Thank you for the questions. Now, you guys, if you think you're going to be lazy and sit back and watch this, no, because how are you going to learn this if you don't dive in with me? So you're going to learn it with me. So, Melanie Webb, where is her life headed, right? Where is her life headed? That's an interesting question. What state will I end up? What? Oh, what state will you end up calling home? I'm thinking a state of mind, like the state of insanity. If you ask questions like that, you're going to get a fucked up answer from me. All right, so we're going to start with the first question, which is Melanie Webb, which is where is her life headed? Where is her life headed? So now, you guys, here's the first thing you got to do, and you might want a little notebook to write down cards, because sometimes if you get, let's say that you'll start thinking of scragglers, like rows of cards, and you might forget after the 3rd or 4th one which ones they were because they're invisible. They're invisible. So now when you shuffle your invisible deck, it's, you know, you just shuffle it. So here's your little deck here, and you could go like this with it. You could cut it. You could spread it out like this. You know, you could go like this. Just a minute, I'm pulling a card. You could go like this. I mean, whatever visual you need. Take your time. Take your time. So, where is Melanie Webb's life headed? All right. So, I'm gonna spread like this. I'm gonna spread the cards like this on my table, and I'm gonna flip very carefully. Very carefully. You don't want to bend the cards. Don't want to bend them. Just because they're invisible doesn't mean they can't be damaged, right? Because they exist on some plane. On some level, they do exist. So I'm going to flip it over, right? And I got the 2 of Wands. And now, you guys, you got to think of a deck where you know some of the things that are on the deck. So remember, the 2 of Wands is the guy, he's at a window, he's holding one wand, there's an invisible wand behind him, right? He's got a world there, and he's looking kind of down at the world, he's looking out the window. You've got to kind of know what the cards are. Now, I get the 2 of Wands. So I'm going to tell Melanie Webb that your life is in kind of a holding pattern right now. It's kind of in a holding, like you're pausing and you're looking at your life from another perspective. And remember, in that card, he's standing at a window. So there's a window of opportunity coming. It's not quite there yet. So it can make somebody be like, where's my life headed? Well, the first thing I would say is like travel or some kind of like a side business, because that can be the entrepreneur card. But I need more information. I need another card. So I spread out my invisible deck, pull another card. I just get used to doing that in the same way. And my emotional support buddy is like, good job, I'm here, you got it, you got this. And so I'm feeling pretty good about that. And then I pull the 3 of Pentacles, and that just tells me that this could be bringing spiritual knowledge down to a physical work environment. So where your life is headed is using your spiritual concepts to help you. What? Why did you kick me out? I got kicked out of Nerds on my phone. How dare you? That's all right. I'm all right. As long as I'm still on here, I better look and make sure I didn't get kicked all the way off. Nope, I'm good. And I'm plugged in. So, where? So, 3 of Pentacles. She's got the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. So the 3 of Pentacles just means that this message is more about like her work, right? It's more about her work environment. And that I would say to her, you know what? There's a plan. You're getting together a plan, because remember the Three of Pentacles, there's one guy on the bench and the two guys are watching, and you're just now making a plan for something to change and work. And with the Two of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, there's definitely a feeling that she's getting ideas. So your life is headed to some improvement with regarding work. You're on some new adventure for earning money, and I like it. I actually like it. And you're going to pull down spiritual concepts into that. So that was my very first invisible reading. Now we're going to have some of you try this, right? We're going to have some of you try this. And if you can give feedback, Mel Webb, or extra questions that this brings, I will be happy to answer them. So, okay. So Michelle Lewis, am I going to be offered a job from X company? So she's not giving the name of a company, but she's calling it X. So I'm assuming that she knows the name. So she's going to say, will I be offered the job? Now, I want all you to try this, and guess what? You're all going to have different cards. And guess what? You're all going to be right, because every card contains the answer to every question, just a different perspective. So we could all give her information. It would all be right. That's what I love about tarot. You're never wrong. Nobody's ever like told. Let's say you're just the person. Have you ever had this? The person just said, that's fucking bullshit. That's not even right. And then all of a sudden, a month later, they're like, well, I guess, things kind of changed and now I see it differently. So even the most bullshitty sounding thing, you have to take in what, could be a trigger for them. Maybe they were triggered by the information you gave them. But that also, no reading is ever 100% spot on. So you just tell them, take what is useful and discard the rest. So where was I? Back to Michelle Lewis. Is Michelle, now you guys all do this, and some of you will have to close your eyes, and let's say a card doesn't come to you, fucking flip one. Flip the card. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, card, come to me, card. Fucking come to me now, card. It might not come to you. You might have to flip it with your invisible deck. That's why you just go like this, flip the card, and if you can't see the card because it is, fucking invisible, then you just spit the name of a card out or write the name of the card down, right? Not that hard, but you got to get by your ego mind, because your ego mind could say, oh, this invisible card shit, Melanie's full of, she's full of Woompa Woompa. And maybe I am, but how are you ever going to break out of your box if you don't try something new? And how are you going to be on the road driving and have somebody crisis and then bang, card flies at you? Yeah, it happens. It happens. All right. She's starting over in a new country and will be starting a new job soon. Well, there you go. And you're going to have a plan. It's going to work out beautiful. A window of new opportunity coming. I love that. Congratulations, Melanie Webb. Isn't that wonderful? This sounds crazy. What the fuck? You're using an invisible deck? Yes, I am. And you can too. Yes, I am. And you can too. And I want you to go along with me and do this with me, you guys. I want you to do this with me. So we're all working on Michelle Lewis right now. She wants to know, this is a yes and no question. She wants to know if she is, and Andrew Price, when you pull these cards, you just saw the Five of Pentacles. Good. Andrew, I need to know whose question you're answering, because you guys, if you tell me whose question you're answering, I'll be able to help you through this. So here's the deal. If you're going to pull invisible cards, whose question on here are you answering? Because I don't know if he's answering Melanie Webb's or Michelle Lewis. I don't know who he's answering. So can I possibly get a read? Of course, Trish, you can get an invisible read. Here it is. See it? There's your read. All right, we will do you. That was just kidding. You gotta laugh, because if you don't laugh, then what the fuck are you here for? You shouldn't be listening to me if you can't laugh. You got the Five of Pentacles too? What the hell? All right, for those of you just joining, I'm teaching you how to do invisible readings with invisible cards. No, tarot readings with invisible cards. Quit flickering. This candle is going batshit crazy, and I don't know why. And then don't forget, when you're doing invisible readings, you will need a plastic support buddy in the beginning. It can be anything. It can be any little plastic support buddy. It's just there to cheer you on. You can do it. You can do it, right? So Michelle Lewis, is she going to be offered the job? All right. So here I am laying out my cards, and I'm pulling a card, Eight of Pentacles, right? Eight of Pentacles. She has put a lot into this job. This would be a step up. This is what she really wants. She really wants this job. So the Eight of Pentacles is looking good, right? This is an increase in her income. This is a better opportunity, but is she going to get it? All right. So now whatever you got to do, close your eyes, drink some water, you know. You might look at your invisible cloth. You might look at your invisible cards here. And you might go, here, just a minute. Just a minute. See how nice I have them here? And then I'm going to pull one out, flip it over. Whatever you got to do for visual. I don't care what you do. You can be on the toilet in an airport pulling your invisible cards. Because it doesn't matter where you are. You can be skydiving. You see, you can do anything with your in the shower. You can't take paper cards in a shower, but your invisible cards can go everywhere with you. So now I'm pulling the second card I pulled for her is, this is interesting because this is the Four of Swords. So there's some delays, and there's some other candidates, and there's some delays with her getting knowledge in this. And so the Four of Swords is like she's waiting. Is she going to get this? Is she waiting? And I'm just like, yeah, they haven't, have they totally decided this? And now I'm pulling the Five of Pentacles, which is a card about, struggles and suffering. I mean, she's got a lot hinged on this. So then I'll go ahead and ask the cards, is there any way that we can sway this? Is there any way we can make this happen? Because she really has a lot invested in this. And then I pull the Six of Cups. So she's using experiences that she's had in the past to make the future. And also, do you notice in the Six of Cups, do you notice in the Six of Cups, see this little Six of Cups here? I'm hold Six of Cups up to the camera so you guys can get a good look. See how the little boy is taller than the little girl, which is bullshit, because the little girl should be towering over the little boy. But anyway, so the little boy is offering something to the little girl. So I'm going to say, you know what? It looks like that the energy, if it stays the same right now, and the discussions that the company's had, it looks like this very well could be an offer for you. Thank you. Now, you have to pay, but not with invisible money. Oh, God. All right. Okay. So, who else did we have that jumped in on this? Andrew, you got to answer which question you were answering. So, Trish Dobbs, you got to ask your question. Trish Dobson, you got to ask your question. That can't be invisible. Invisible questions look like this. Do you ever have that? People want you to read their mind. Do you want a reading? What do you think I am, psychic? That I can read your mind? No, I read cartoons on paper, you dumb fucker. Ask your question. All right, don't call people dumb fuckers. They don't like it, especially at psychic fairs. But you know what? With your invisible cards, you can pretty much do what you want because everyone's going to be staring at you. You're going to have a long line at your table because everybody's going to want invisible reading. Because who do you know that has invisible readings? Who? Well, Melanie's tarot page. Right here. Get your business card out because when you guys master this, by the way, that is my real page. That is my real page if you want to follow my lunacy. So get your business card out. Invisible tarot readings, you will be rich. You will be rich. All right, who do we have next? Diane Thorne, where's your question? Diane Thorne. Now you guys practice with me. Don't be sitting back there being lazy. All right? Michelle Lewis, you got Ace of Wands. Deanna Payton Hagen, and aces for me are always yes. So how do you view that? How did you take that as an Ace of Wands? How did you view that? You received the Sun for her, Trisha. For who? Which her? Which reading? The Sun. You guys got to say whose reading we're working on. If you're working on Michelle, say I got this for Michelle because we're going to move on and there's a little bit of a lag. This is 100% something I will practice. Yes, Andrew. This takes your... I got to shut the heater off. Invisible reading will crank up your heat factor. You'll be so hot. You'll be smoking hot. You'll be smoking hot. So, If you never test yourself and you never take yourself outside the boundaries of your own mind, then how are you going to be the best? How are you going to hone in? This is going to make you such a 5-star freaking fabulous reader. And I mean, I want to share this with you because I felt like this is going to help some people. This is going to take you and your insecurities, you know, that you might have insecurities, and you guys will be getting feedback, and it's going to make a whole new reader out of you. Hi, Mel Brosnaha. Thank you, Talissa. Melanie Richard. Oh my God, Jennifer. I got 3 of cups for Jennifer. Jennifer who? I haven't done Jennifer yet. I lost you on that. Hi, Marty Yellow Bear. You read me before my life went to hell. What? Phyllis. I hope your life isn't going to hell. Crystal Lynn. Rowan Williams, if you're just joining us, we're reading with invisible cards. That's what we're doing. And we're really, people are phenomenal at this. You guys are catching on great. So Crystal Lynn, you guys keep your questions coming. Crystal Lynn wants to know if I asked if I get a great paying job next month. A great paying. She wants to know if she's going to get a great paying job next month. All right, everybody. When you answer, you're going to answer Crystal. I pulled this card out of my ass, which is invisible. You know what? You could do that movement and pull it out of your ass. Why not? That would be even more fun. Here, just a minute. I'm going to pull your card out of my ass. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. 9 of Swords. Oh my God. Your current job is a fucking nightmare. 9 of Swords. Holy crap, no wonder you're looking for something else. Either you don't have a job, or your last job or your job you're in is a nightmare, Crystal Lynn. So the 9 of Swords, you've applied 100 companies. Oh yes, and you keep getting rejected. That would, I love you, Rowan. Mwah. Hearts, hearts. So, Crystal Lynn, so let's change this because we got the 9 of Swords out of my ass, and that did tell that her exactly right, that she's got hundreds of job opportunities. So don't leave somebody suffering like that. Ask your invisible deck. Remember, shuffle. Don't forget to shuffle. However you shuffle, some of you go like, and ruin the cards, but that's all right. You know, bend the cards up, shuffle your invisible deck, get them all together and pull out a card, but you're going to ask the question, how can Crystal Lynn turn her situation around so that she gets a job? Bloop, bloop. Okay, got it ready? Do the cut, bring out the invisible card, and I have got the 5 of Cups. She is suffering from mild sadness, maybe even mild depression at this time of her life, so her energy is kind of low. So the thing I like about the 5 of Cups, and you guys take a good look at this, do you see how he's looking at the 3 cups that are kind of spilled? Well, now look, if he turns around, there's 2 opportunities. I'm going to tell Crystal Lynn, you know what, you hang in there, girly, because within 2 months, something's going to come. So change your energy around to get excited. I know you've sent out hundreds, but within 2 months, you got something really awesome coming. And I feel like it could be word of mouth. You know, somebody could say this to you. It could be word of mouth. So don't get yourself in a bad place, Crystal. Turn your energy around because there's 2 things. Did anyone else get invisible cards for Crystal? Deanna Payton viewed Ace of Wands as a yes. Great. My life went to hell. Phyllis, that's terrible. We got to turn your life around. What do we have to do? Jennifer Darling said 3 of Cups, and I just thought 3 of Cups when you showed your invisible spread. Yeah, weird shit happens when you start doing invisible readings. Especially with a group like this where you guys are familiar with cards and stuff, you'll be amazed at how many similar cards there are. You've been unemployed 3 months. Hun, you don't have much long. Hang in there. Hang in there. There's going to be a job coming. Don't focus on the jobs you did not get. Turn around. There's an opportunity coming very quickly. Just, you know, get your energy turned around. Say, yes, I can do this. And you got it. You're going to have it. Okay, Crystal. Melanie Bresnaha pulled Ace of Cups. That's a yes. That's a yes. Andrew Price, 7 of Swords for Crystal. Okay, so there again. Andrew, excellent. Yes, you do have to improve your memory, but not a whole lot, but that's something to work on. So Andrew, you definitely pulled on all these companies that aren't hiring her and her state of mind, like her life is being stolen away from her or someone else is stealing the jobs away from her. Andrew, great job pulling a card. That was awesome. Thank you for trying this. Melanie Ritchie, I got 8 of Wands for Crystal. Now the 8 of Wands means we don't know the whole story, right? Because only half the wands are there. By the way, the card that I'm going to for my invisible deck is the universal weight. Are you guys familiar with that? Anything to do with Rider-Waite symbol. That's what I learned on. That's my comfort level. But let's say you learned on the Hunky Dunky deck, and you know the Hunky Dunky deck in your head. Well, then you use the Hunky Dunky deck, okay? You use the deck that you're most familiar with. I'm most familiar with Rider-Waite stuff. You use the Hunky Dunky one, all right? Whatever one you want. Empress, okay. So Angie Stockman got the Empress, and that is great because that just means that the fruits of your labor are going to come to fruition soon. Rowan Williams got reversed 8 of swords, sorry. Shrods. I just pulled the shrods for you. She's bringing bad stuff to interviews and doesn't see what she's presenting. So yeah, changing her energy around. Exactly. Changing her energy around will definitely help the situation. Let's see. We're moving on to the next question. Trish Dobson. She recently got engaged. Congratulations. Hopefully it's not an invisible man. So do you see me moving to a new place anytime soon? So this is a great question for us all to practice on. Trish Dobson's. For you guys who are just joining us, I'm teaching you how to do invisible readings. So invisible readings means you get to shuffle the cards however you want. You can lay them out however you want. You know, it also makes for a nice clean table. Like I have this beautiful black cloth and nothing's cluttering it up. Normally I have 10 to 12 decks out here, right? So Trish Dobson, everybody. So now you're going to say Trish, the card I got for Trish, because I'm helping you all learn this. You guys can all do this. You're all capable of doing invisible readings. Now, you guys tried to make shit out of me when I first posted this last week, and you were like, yeah, right, invisible, woo, woo, you know, but look at you now. You're all doing invisible readings, and you're doing them really well, right? So I'm proud of everybody on here. How do you pick the cards? All right, there's a variety of ways. Now, Trish Dobson, we're not forgetting you. There's a variety of ways to pick the cards. You can pretend to shuffle. You know, you can pretend to shuffle. You pull the card out, and if you don't see the card, if you can't see the card in your mind's eye, you just write down a card. You just write down the first card that comes to your mind, and it doesn't matter what. And I'm proving that to you on here. We all have different cards for each of these questions, and they're all right, and they're all from a different perspective. That's what's so beautiful about this. All right, is everybody having fun? So we're going to get back and solve Trisha Dobson's question. Is she going to move to a new place? So everybody shuffle your deck, and please show the cards and put Trish. I got this for Trish. Is she going to be moving to a new place anytime soon? When someone says soon, I always tell my invisible deck, it's let it be soon according to their definition of soon. Because one person soon could be in a month, another person 6 months, and another person within 2 years. We don't know her definition of soon. So we're going to tell the cards her definition of soon. Is she going to find a new place to live? All right, so shuffle your deck, hold your cards up. All right, for Trisha Dobson, for moving soon, I'm pulling the Hermit, and I'm pulling the Wheel, and I'm pulling the 8 of Wands, and I'm pulling the 4 of Cups. So that was a lot of fucking cards. So I wrote them down because you don't have them to look at you. Right? You don't have them to look at. So now I have to go back and read these cards. So the Hermit means looking. He's got the lantern out there and he's looking. The Wheel means a big change. Like this could be a big move, like holy mac, not just across town. This could be a big move. And the 8 of Wands, that just means that that there's not enough information yet. Like they have to look at quite a few places, or they have to do some things first. There's some things that have to be done first before she moves. And the Four of Cups means that there's a little frustration around this idea of moving. And so like a new place could present itself, and remember the Four of Cups, he's sitting by the tree. There's a hand coming out of the sky to make an offer, and the person's kind of crabby there. So just be aware that there's some other things taking your attention away from this. So soon, if I look at this with soon, I'm going to say within 4 to 8 months. I just want to give that timeline, because it's going to depend on that Eight of Wands with, you know, what criteria that you have for moving, because I don't know that it's all been established yet. With the Eight of Wands, we don't know the other half of the picture. So let's see what other people got for you. See what you caught this late, Maggie Beers. That's okay. We're picking invisible cards. How do you pick the cards? Any way you want. You write down the name of a card, you imagine a card, you do an imaginary shuffle. And what do you do if a card accidentally falls out? You keep it. You know, like in this situation, if a card flies out, you keep it. So I'm very educated and experienced, and the lady company said I almost seemed overqualified. It makes no sense. Because I'm overqualified. Yeah, those people can be assholes. I wouldn't listen to that. You're a great person. You got a lot going for you. Don't work for assholes. Deanna Payton Hagen, is there a heightened intuition or connection? Because so many of us are coming together focused on the same reading. This kind of happened last night during Steampunk. Yeah. Last night I taught in my private subscription group, I taught people how to read for deceased people without knowing anything about tarot using the Steampunk deck. It was fucking amazing. It really was. Everybody was so gifted and so amazed that they can do it. So yes, when we're doing invisible readings with a talented group, as what all you people are, things can happen like that. Absolutely. You can pull the same cards and things like that, and people are in sync. That absolutely can happen in an environment like this. So Trish Dobson's, thank you. No, he's not invisible. He's 6'5". Wow. Okay, so Andrew Price got the Seven of Pentacles. So that means the same thing as what I said. As the Eight of Wands, that there's things to be done. It's a step-by-step process. You've got to look at quite a few of these options. You've got to do these things one step at a time, which is exactly what I said. And Andrew, another great job pulling an invisible card. Great job. Melanie Ritchie got the Six of Cups. Beautiful, because that is where there's an offer being made and there's houses in the background. So there is something coming, and there's houses in the background. So there is going to be a move coming up. And if she wanted to use the Six of Cups as a timeline, she could maybe say 6 months or something like that. Becky Shank got Seven of Wands. That's another great card for Trish. It's another way to look at this, where once again, this is going to be challenging, because the Seven of Wands, he's up on that hill and he's fighting off all the other wands. And that's very similar to the Seven of Pentacles, you know, looking at your options. There's things to be done before this move happens. So, excellent job, people. Melanie Bresnaha got the Chariot. Absolutely. That's moving. And that can actually be, if you look in the back, there's 2 cities and the Chariot's in the middle. It could be a bigger move than what you're realizing, that you could end up going further away than what you originally planned. You got the Judgment. Yuko Mayan got the Judgment for Trish. And those are the people in the box. Like the Judgment is that, you know, there again, it's all these boxes. It's all these things that have to be done, and using your judgment as to what place is best for you. Everybody's doing a phenomenal job. Crystal Lee got Queen of Swords. That's using your mental, your don't be doing invisible readings on this. Use your thinking mind. The Queen of Swords is always using her thinking mind to figure these things out. The Sun is Happiness. Angie Stockman, absolutely. Trish Dobson got, Rowan Williams got the Towers. It'll be a movement to a new place, but not under quite the circumstances she wants. There you go. Michelle Peterson got the Death card, which is a new path. Eight of Cups is a new path. All those things are new paths. Maggie Beers got the Six of Swords, which is the moving card. That's where they're in the boat, and there's rough water here, but they're going in the right direction. You guys all did great. Look at your pull and mine for Trisha's move. I got the Hermit, The wheel, the 8 of wands, and the 4 of cups, Rowan. We are on the same wavelength. So Crystal Lynn is saying, I feel you need to cut away some BS of the Queen of Swords. Yeah, great advice. Great advice. And this is all spot on. Look at you guys doing invisible readings within, I'm sweating here. I'm so worked up. And I'm so proud of all you guys for trying this. You know, I'm really proud of you. You're making an effort here, and look at how good you're doing. Those of you, you're just jumping right on here doing invisible readings that on my original post, people probably thought, is this bullshit, Melanie? But I don't usually post bullshit on nerds. I might think about it if I can find some good bullshit. But most likely I don't. I'm always here to teach you something. Yes, communication, that's right. Work for yourself. Melanie Ritchie, I have a question. If you're doing more readings, I was wondering if I should rent a room at the library to start a free tarot group. Okay, Melanie Ritchie, we'll do your question. Melanie Ritchie, you guys get your invisible cards ready. She wants to know if she should rent a room at the library to do a free tarot study group, all right? Now get ready. How are you going to shuffle, you guys? You already got your way of shuffling? Are you going to go like this? Are you going to go like this? Are you going to pull it out your ass? What are you going to do? Get your system ready. Now, one little bit of advice I want to give you. However you decide to pull these cards out, do it the same way each time. Be consistent. So if you just kind of like close your eyes for just a second and the cards pop, try to do it the same way, because then you're developing a system. You're developing an agreement with the system of the tarot cards. You guys, you might think these are invisible cards, but the tarot cards exist on multiple realities or parallel universes. I don't know how to describe it. We should pull a card to find out where they fucking exist, because it's amazing. But this is why you're also being accurate, because you're pulling into the tarot system and it doesn't care if you have a physical card in your hand. I mean, how freaking cool is that? So, Melanie Ritchie, is it in her highest and best interest? All right, you guys, now remember, you're going to use Melanie. You're going to use Melanie, and then you're going to tell what your invisible card is, and you could give your interpretation also. Great, Andrew. You guys are doing great. Trish. All right, so I'm just reading some of the comments here. Let's get back to Melanie Ritchie renting a room. All right, get your shift ready. Your shift. Get your, that's weird that I said that. I have to pay attention to that because I pay attention to stuff like that. Get your spread ready, spread it out. Is it in Melanie Ritchie's highest and best interest to rent a room for a thing? Get it out there, get it out there. Here it comes. All right. I've got the 8 of Pentacles. I've got the 2 of Swords. Just a second, there's more cards coming. 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. I'm pulling another one. All right, here's what I got for her. 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, and the Star card. So this is what I'm going to tell her. That the 8 of Pentacles means that you're hoping to get together a group that can study and like they're on the same page. The 2 of Swords means it's going to be a little frustrating with pulling people together, getting people committed, getting the same people, you know, to commit to this, to show up for their time. The Star also can indicate that you have a lot of hopes and dreams for this. I mean, you have a lot of hopes and desires for this, and I feel like this needs a little bit more work before you actually start this. So I'm going to pull a card to find out about the library situation. Is the library the best location for this? So I'm going to spread out, pull a card, and the card that dropped out for me is the High Priestess. I feel like there's more information that needs to be gathered before you do this. The High Priestess is kind of a waiting card, and the 2 of Swords is kind of a waiting card too. Like both those cards are waiting cards. So I think the idea and the concept is there. I think it's there. But I think you need a little bit more information. Who's committed to this? What criteria are you going to have to join the group? You know, are you going to, if new people join in the middle, are they going to have to try to catch up? I feel like you need a little bit more of a plan, and then I think we should relook at this, but it's a great idea. It's a great idea. You got the Hierophant, yeah. That's a good card about learning. That's the card about learning and teaching. So she's on the right path that way for sure. So for Mel Ritchie, she got the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. So yes, it's a good idea. She's emotionally attached to it. The Nine of Pentacles means that, you know, be careful with your decisions, right? Because she's picking from the grapevine. And the Ten of Wands means it can be a burden. There's some part of it that can be a burden. She's going to have to, you know, she's going to have to really think through if this is going to cause a burden for her in some area of her life. Michelle Peterson got Five of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Death Star, Knight of Cups. But I don't know who you pulled that on, Michelle. Was that for Mel, or whose reading was that on? So V for Mel. Who's V? What's V? Someone kind of meddling. Funny. You guys are hilarious. So, okay. So here we go. Angie Stockman got Three of Wands. That's her enterprises in the Hierophant. That's teaching and teaching people new ideas and new concepts with the cards. So that's a great idea. That's a great thing. She's wanting, this could develop into some kind of independent type of business where she could actually teach and actually get paid and not be free. And she could develop classes and things like that, which would be awesome. You definitely have the ability to teach classes in this for the tarot, because I think you can never have enough tarot readers. Can never have enough. I have to be aware of my time on here because I don't like to hog time. So I'm at 45 minutes. Okay. So let me talk a little bit more about doing these invisible readings. So sometimes you'll want to write the cards down. So if you do these invisible readings, if you practice this on your own, ask the question, do the reading, and write it down, because you'll keep learning from this, right? So I can be driving down the road now and somebody can call me and they're like, I got to make this decision. You know, I got to do this. I'm like, I gotcha. And the card, I can still be driving, focus on driving, and bang, a card comes in front of my face, you know, Three of Swords. I'm like, you know what? This doesn't feel right now. It doesn't feel right. I think that it's being delayed, and the person will no doubt confirm usually that yes, there is a delay or whatever. They'll be able to relate. Just remember, describe the card to them. Look at the details on the card. That's why you do have to kind of, whatever deck that you do this from, you have to be able to create an image of this in your mind. And, or, you know, it doesn't have to be every detail. Like the Seven of Wands, he's got two different shoes on. Why? He wasn't prepared, right? So, I mean, you don't have to know every single detail, but if you know somewhat of this, of what's going on in the card, and you have a mild definition of it, you're set to go. You're set to go. You've got all the tools that you need. Isn't this fun, Sarah? Tina Mirello, she wants to know what she can do to improve her home life. So this is Tina. So now you guys pulling invisible cards are going to do Tina. She wants to know what she has to do to improve her home life. Now, I love questions like this because they're action-based. I love questions where somebody has to do something, right? I need to take time to think about this because I've had the idea only for the past 30 minutes. 30-minute ideas, but I really think I'm onto something, and it should be a library. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is really using our intuition. Kind of, but you don't have to have intuition to do this. You only have to have a knowledge of the cards, a memory of what the cards look like, and know the meaning of them. And then you can do it without any intuition. So if I all said to you, well, what would be something? Well, let's just ask if my horse Max is happy in the pasture, right? And you go through your imaginary deck and you pull the Nine of Cups, right? So you're pulling the Nine of Cups, and that's the smiling guy on the card. You don't really have to use your intuition. You know the Nine of Cups is the happy card, right? And so, you know, you could pull more than one to see if he really is happy. But, you know, so just knowing the definitions of the card or what's on the card, you can do this without intuition. You really can do this. Now, it will probably develop intuition. You're correct with that. You are correct. If you do this enough, it will develop your intuition, and then you'll go off the card and you'll go off on a tangent, which is one other thing I wanted to talk about tonight. Oh, thank you, Deanna. I don't even know the subscription page is, what is it? Tarot and Numerology Academy, all in one big sentence. The Seven of Cups and the High Priestess for Tina. Oh, wow, I love that. Love that. Seven of Cups. So it's a little bit of confusion around what action she should do. And the High Priestess is like, you know, think about this, right? Because that's hidden too. Confusion with some hidden stuff. Let me see what I get for her. For Tina, for how can she improve things around her house. All right. So for her, I'm actually getting the Two of Wands with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, and I'm going to quit there because I feel like I'm complete. That's another thing. You'll feel like you're complete. So Tina, my take on this, well, let's reward Andrew Price because Andrew, again, spot on. There's a little bit of confusion about what she should do, and the High Priestess means this might be kind of wait some things out. I got the Two of Wands, wait some things out. And then I got the Six of Pentacles where you might have to take action to get a difficult situation at the home. It might start with you. And you offering, you know, to make the first offer, make the first, what do I want to say? Make the first peace offering, make the first, you know, take the first effort and without feeling bad about it. Rowan Williams got Eight of Pentacles. She needs to put in more effort and time. Six of Cups. Yeah. She got another six. Spend more time. Yes, absolutely. Melanie Ritchie got Four of Wands, so things are going to be happy for her in the house. But remember, the Four of Wands is also doing things according to a plan. Maggie Beers, spot on. Three of Pentacles, doing things according to a plan. Michelle Peterson got the Death, the Moon, and the Six of Pentacles. Same with me, Six of Pentacles. So there's things at home that just don't feel right, and it's emotional, right? And the Death means you got to have a new plan. And so you are moving out. And Michelle Lewis got the Moon. Look at all these people that got the Moon. So there's some things going on there that you're not dealing with. You're distracting yourself. The Moon means you need to, and it's good that you came to the table with this because you're knowing that, hey, I got to do something about this, because the Moon is like, no, I'd rather pretend that there's not a problem. So it's good. Angie Stockman got the King of Swords with the Two of Wands. Perfect. The Two of Wands came up again. This is kind of seeing things from a different perspective, right? Deanna Payton Hagen got the Lovers, and that's about choices, and the Two of Cups working together. And there again, there's a children factor there, or there's a relationship factor for sure, relationships with anybody. And the Lovers is making choices. You might have a big choice coming up. Rowan Williams, what should I do? Oh, Rowan Williams is having a question. All right, Rowan Williams is going to be the last one because I've been on 52 minutes, and I'm always very mindful that I don't take more than an hour of the Nerds Wall. So I'm very mindful of that. Spot on. Look at you guys. I am so freaking proud of you. You all who are trying this, and you're not just calling bullshit and leaving. You guys are all trying this, and look at how good you are at this. Do you realize how proud I am of every one of you right now? I mean, you have busted out of the box to do invisible readings. I mean, I wish you guys were my neighbor, because we would have a hell of a lot of fun if we got together. Especially if we all went to Psychic Fair with our invisible cards. Can you fucking imagine? We would just have this blank table, and all the other readers would be like, what are they doing? Oh, especially when you do your fake spread, right? Love that. Love that. Okay, Rowan Williams wants to know, what should I do for the next section of my life? Oh, the next section. It's like a book. The next section of her life. She's feeling 40 plus issues. Ha! Just wait till you get 50 plus issues. Jesus. 40 plus issues. What actions are going to bring me what I'm craving? So the first thing I'm going to do with Rowan, when we have a question like that, is she's feeling 40 plus. Now 40 plus is an interesting concept. Yeah, we got to read together. What does stat Q mean? I don't know all the abbreviations for things. I'm not savvy in that way all the time. But I'm there. I'm there. So Rowan Williams, the first thing I'm going to ask my invisible cards is, what do we have to know about Rowan even feeling like she, you know, like she's got these 40 plus issues? What's going on to even bring that on? Because, you know, 40 is just a number and most people fly by it. I had to ask my husband how old I was the other day, and he's like, you're going to be 58. I'm like, oh, thank you. I don't even pay attention to my age. So let's ask the cards. What? Oh, ASAP. Okay, gotcha. So everybody, now you're going to use the word Rowan. You're going to use the word Rowan, and what cards are you getting? And we're trying to figure this out for her. So I'm getting the 9 of Wands, and for Rowan, I'm just like flipping cards. I'm doing like the flippy flip because I feel like Rowan is just like radical. I'm flipping my invisible cards, and wherever they land, and the ones that are closest to me, I look at. So I'm going to pull in the ones that are close to me, right? So, I get the 2 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. All right, so this answers a lot because the 9 of Wands means a pattern of being frustrated. Rowan, you've got a pattern of that you've got some expectations of where things need to be in your life, and there's like this frustrated, and this is a pattern. Like you've been frustrated in your 30s, you were frustrated in your 20s. So this isn't like your 40s. This is another one of that where you build yourself up to a certain status and then you're frustrated. You're just uneasy. And the 2 of Pentacles, you know, you don't feel balanced in your life. So the 2 of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is a pattern of frustration. And the 2 of Pentacles is feeling unbalanced in your life. Let's see what everyone else got. And then we're going to solve this for you. Angie Stockman, 9 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. So there again, she's seeking out some happiness, right? She wants personal happiness for herself. Melanie Ritchie, Judgment, 2 of Swords. Wow. 7 of Cups and Hermit. Those are great cards because she's having to use some discernment. And the 2 of Swords means there's a part of her life she doesn't want to deal with. It's confusing to her, and she's feeling a little bit alone. Like she wants to inspire people with the Hermit, but in what way? Great job, Maggie Beers. She gets the 9 of Pentacles. Now that's very interesting because Rowan is going to be making decisions that are going to be affecting her finances in a good way. You're headed for more money, girly. And the Temperance is about balance again. That's the same card as the 2 of Pentacles, Rowan. Excellent, Maggie, because that's like everything in moderation. You need to bring your life back into balance. Grahi Grimolken. Grahi? How do you pronounce that? Cry? Odd question. I need second-hand help for my son. Okay, you have a question? Oh, I'm going to have to grab that the next time because Rowan's I don't have time to do another question on here. Crystal Lynn, 4 of Pentacles and Strength. There you go. Absolutely. Those are cards where she's got to pull herself together and pull her inner strength. And actually there has to be kind of an excitement of what she's creating in her life rather than things are going fucking shit. I need something better. You know, you need to be a shift that way. Q of SW, that must be Queen of Swords. That's a neat abbreviation. Melanie Bresnaha, 6 of Pentacles. So that's helping other people. Queen of Swords, using her thinking mind. And I believe, Rowan, you're probably driven a lot by your thinking mind. And there again, we've got that Temperance. So you've got really a theme of bringing your life into balance. Andrew Price, I feel if you need to put more effort into something to end all the issues in one swoop. The Hermit, you need to watch your decisions and those around you. Excellent. Andrew Price, you're really on a roll here. Sarah Schroeder, Ace of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. So she is at a cusp where she's feeling she needs a deep love for something. You also got the 9 of Wands. This is a pattern of frustration that probably hits her every so many years. Knight of Wands, she needs to be on fire to find something where she can be passionate and actually feel rewarded in that passion. I feel like she's burned out of this pattern for sure. You guys are doing great. Yeah, the 9 of Pentacles, that's the wealthy woman with the falcon on, and she's picking from a grapevine, so she's making very meticulous choices that will build for wealth. Okay, Krahe, or however you pronounce your name, I'm going to catch you the next time, all right? Because I do think that what you have to say is important, and I want to have a reading for you. I'm just being very mindful not to be on here more than an hour. So thank you for understanding that. Rowan, I do not think there's a single card you all listed that I didn't pull for myself yesterday. Well, the good news, Rowan, there's good news in this. So many nines, yeah. There's a phase of Rowan's life that's ending, but guess what? Freaking beautiful shit's coming to you. So you just need to like trust in the process. You don't have to control it like the Queen of Swords would. You don't have to control the process. You just have to control the signs that come in, the right decisions at the right time. I feel like there's something on its way out. Like you are just burned out of something. And I feel like the changes coming for you are really positive and really good. So hang in there. Hang in there. It's like help's coming. All right, so here we go. We're at the cusp of our hour, and I want to give some thank yous out. I want to thank every one of you for showing up here and allowing the fact of being open enough that you can do invisible readings, because you did it. You did invisible readings. If you cheated and had cards, we don't know. We don't care. None of us care. So if you did the invisible readings and you succeeded at it, this is a door for you. This is just another avenue. This will take your skill of tarot reading to another level, which is always what I do. You know, I guess I am like a teacher in my nature, so I like to come on to nerds. I love nerds. I'm addicted to nerds. I had like maybe 8-9 decks until I got on the nerds wall. Now I don't even want to count. Please don't ask me to count. It's a great wall. These people offer us, when they started letting people go live, which I think has been a little over a year or whatever, I mean, just watching other readers have different perspectives on the card busted me out of the box in so many ways. And so that's what all these lives, there's so many talented live people on this wall, and there's something each of them have to teach. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I don't even know what next week's topic's going to be. I mean, do you guys even have any ideas? I just have an idea. Oh my God, I have an idea. I have an idea. I'm going to let this be a surprise. I'm going to let it be a surprise. I just got an idea. I think my invisible cards came up with it. Isn't that awesome? So I hope you guys really had fun with this invisible card exercise, and I thank you for being on this wall and listening to me for this hour. And thanks to all you who participated, because really you rocked it on, you guys. You rocked it on. I'm so proud of you. Have a great rest of your weekend, or if you're already into next week, we'll see you next week.